Hey everyone, this is Chris. You know my information is on the page that you're watching, right below. You see it. Um, let's get started. But before we get started, I want to say this. I do appreciate those who have said nice things about the videos that I've posted. I don't get to pub them a lot because I've been so busy with different things. Most of them not actually my projects. So my personal projects have taken a little bit of a back seat. I'm hoping that changes soon because I do need to catch up on certain things. I have managed to finish, my website for Innovative Enterprises. Go to innovativeenterprises.com. That's one E. Um, I'm going to be reworking another site, my other personal site soon. I've helped launch a couple of companies in the meantime, so I'm happy about that. But again, it doesn't give me a lot of time to sleep. So when you do see most of my videos, if you didn't know, most of my videos are shot. What time is it? It's 12:30 right now. Sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I only really sleep 3 or 4 hours a day, everybody. So I do appreciate the fact that some people do hit me up and say thank you, because I do work hard to do these videos from time to time because I think they're needed. And the people who have made certain comments, called me, inboxed me, things of that nature, I do appreciate that. So that being said, we're going to talk about no guarantees. Um, there's a lot of people who feel that certain things are guaranteed. And we need to realize that they're not. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about employment. And when I talk about this subject tonight, it's keeping it real time. Okay? There's some people who've been on their job for 7, 8 years and they feel that they're always going to have a job. And they like having a job. And they make money making it, having a job, I should say. Okay? I just watched a clip on Facebook just seconds ago about a nurse that all of her workmates are celebrating the fact that she's 90 years old and she's celebrating her 70th year being a nurse. My comment on the share, that I didn't get paid for, by the way, on the share was that it's completely different situation when you can work doing something that you truly love rather than doing something because you have to do it. Would you really, 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 really think that a woman would work for 70 years in the same place doing the same thing and primarily getting the same pay doing something she don't want to do? Think about that before you answer the question. Nursing, by definition, means that you have to have some kind of inference that you like people and you want to help people, you love people, and you want to care for them. Otherwise, nursing really doesn't work. Certain people should never be nurses. I met some of them last year taking care of my dad. Okay, I'm just saying. But there are many of them who really do sincerely love people, and that's what they want to do. And if they can work for 70 years, let them do it. If they can do everything they're supposed to do, right? Are you really meant to work for 70 years, though, for guaranteed money, per se? Now, I keep using that word guarantee. There's certain things that people think they are guaranteed in the workplace. But there are certain things that eliminate guarantees real quick. What is one of them? Well, the company going into bankruptcy. Is your job guaranteed then? The company falling under a major lawsuit because they've been doing something illegal. Is your job guaranteed then? The company getting taken over by another company. Is your job guaranteed then? Company wanting to become more profitable, so they lay people off. Is your company guaranteed then? Walgreens closed a whole bunch of stores to make money, to be profitable. Okay. Another scenario. You're not making enough money. Is that job guaranteed if you continue making not enough money? Because then that means you exit the situation, right? Well, if a job just decides to let you go because you're no longer needed, you're no longer qualified for what they say they need from you. What if they say that you're overqualified? at a certain point. That happened to me. I was in a job for like 3 months and they told me I was overqualified. I was already in the job though. What are you talking about, right? Guarantees, they do not exist because at any given time, most of the corporations in America can let you go with no notice. So how is that a guarantee? I know one person told me he has made it through 4 separate layoffs in the same company. He still has his job, but there's other people who thought they were going to have theirs and they don't. So how is that a guarantee that you're going to get that paycheck every other Friday? There's no way you can guarantee that. Can you? Just because you've been somewhere for a period of time don't mean you're going to remain there. The average American stays on the same job 3.5 years. So what makes you different from someone else? Could be the city that you live in, could be the actual employment, the employer, management, all types of things. Maybe you do have the skills to pay the bills, maybe. But that doesn't negate that you're not a statistic. The only reason some people have their jobs is because it's too expensive to get rid of them. As soon as the job figures out a way to do it economically, you're not there no more. This is reality. And the problem is that most people have relied on unreality for such a long time that when the worst case scenario happens, they're not prepared because it's the only money that they're making in the household is that job that they say is guaranteed. That is no way to live. Now, the other aspect of that is these guarantees is how long are you able to work somewhere where you don't want to work, you're not making enough money, and you hate the people that you work around before you quit and not make it a guarantee anymore. Some people can do it for a few decades, sucking it up, so to speak. But like I said, every morning at 9:01, people are saying how they wish it was 5 o'clock, and they do that every day for 6 days a week. There's 7 days in a week, 168 hours in a week, and they're working all of them, or their lives is so involved in work. Think about it. It's not just the hours that you spend at work. You're waking up at a certain time because you got to go to work. You're getting ready at a certain speed to go to work. If you have kids, that means you're not taking them to school, right? You get to work. First of all, guess what? You got to travel to go to work. How long is your commute every day? You get to work, you're at work, you work some hours, you take your lunch, you get back to work, you work the rest of the hours, you get off, and then you're coming home. How long that takes, right? Or guess what? You got to run your errands that you can, before you get home, right? How long does that take? And then when you do get home, depending on the time, do you have any time to spend with the kids or not, if you have kids, or family members, loved ones, whatnot, right? Then it's a matter of, trying to get situated for the next day, however long that takes. And then you're going to sleep at a certain time so you can wake up on time to go to work the next day and do it all over again. And most people do that 5 to 6 days a week, 40 to 70 hours a week. And they do that every week for 50 weeks a year. Have you ever tallied the hours on that? Do you care? I mean, it's a lot of hours of your life that you're never getting back again because you feel that you might be obligated to have a job rather than doing something on your own and having a what's it called? Freedom to do what you want when you want to do it. See, a lot of people, because of the guarantee of a job, feel that the freedom of doing something on your own is not allowed. Shouldn't even be talked about, shouldn't be considered. And most of those people are your friends, your close buddies, personal pals. There will always be jobs and always be someone to fill a job, but it don't got to be you. Why are you fighting for that guarantee that doesn't really exist? Again, how long have you been working? Are you debt free yet? Has your job paid off all of your bills yet? Yes or no? Is it even possible? Yes or no? Do you care? Yes or no? Are you prepared to work 70 years of your life until you're 90 years old, doing what you're doing right now? Is it even possible to work 70 years where you work right now? Again, the average American only works in the same job 3.5 years. So if you've already been there 3.5 years, are you really in the best place? Think about that. next time you say something is guaranteed. Look at the people to your left, look at the people to your right that you know have gone through something lately when it comes to layoffs, displacements, firings, terminations, bankruptcies, all these different things that affect corporate companies every day now. Yes, there's some that are very successful, no problem. But again, everybody don't have the perfect situation. So do you know someone who needs help? Are you willing to help them? Because here's the deal. At a certain point, you got to be willing to help other people. You do better when you do that, right? See, a lot of management entails you helping other people to succeed in order to make the company better, and that's how you get bonuses, right? So why couldn't you do that on your own with no limitations? Because see, again, at a job, you have all kinds of different limitations that prevent you from really getting paid what you're worth by definition. Because the job of a job is not to make you rich, not to take care of you, nothing. It's to be profitable. They're paying you for the labor that they need because they haven't figured out a way to get a robot to do it yet. That's it. Seriously. I'm sorry, but that's reality. There are certain things that will always need a human element, but they're not trying to pay a whole lot for it. There are certain positions where they have to pay a lot because of the skill that's needed for it to work. But there's a lot of things now that are being phased out. You see McDonald's, touchscreen. I don't have to deal with that rude person no more. Big Mac, meal, Coke, not Sprite, McFlurry. That's what it's called there. And someone brings it to me. And that's it. I've already paid for it too. So I just take my tray and I'm out. I don't have to worry about someone messing up my order. $15 an hour will do that. Okay? So when it comes to guarantees, think about it. You have worked however long you've worked so far for however many years, making however much money you've made in that time frame. How much money do you have after you've made $250,000, $500,000, $1 million in your lifetime? How much of that money do you actually have? Most people will say not a lot, right? So the guarantee, where is the guarantee in that? When most of your life has been spent working and you're still not okay. When you're thinking about a guarantee, there is no guarantees. Now, I can go into all kinds of different tangents, and I'm not going to tonight because I'm tired. Okay. But there will always be jobs out there. But it doesn't mean that it has to be you. It doesn't. And the moment that you decide that it doesn't have to be you, maybe it'll be time for you to think of something else that might put you in a position to where if you decided to not work, maybe you could do that. It's a big maybe, but why not at least consider it? Because again, 60, 70 years, it's a long time. That's a lot of your life. You might live into 120, but then again, you might not. Guarantees. What is guaranteed? The lottery isn't guaranteed, but people play that all the time, don't they? Knowing they're going to lose. And they spend the money day after day, month after month, year after year, knowing they're not going to win the lottery, and they play it anyway. What is a guarantee? Are you guaranteed? If you look at yourself and you look how hard you work and the time that you come to work on time and you stay late voluntarily all the time, even though you're not getting paid, is that guaranteed? Are you guaranteed? Most people will say, yeah, I'm a guarantee. Well, why don't people pay you like you're a guarantee then? Think about it. If the job was guaranteed, why isn't everybody at the first job they ever worked at? Ever think about that? If the job was so guaranteed, everybody should be at the very first job that they ever applied to. Sign the paperwork, right? Why isn't everybody at their first job? Something happened that wasn't guaranteed, right? You didn't like the job. You grew out of it. You left. You weren't getting paid enough. You left. You got bored. You left. They didn't like you. They discriminated against you. They were harassing you. They said you weren't good enough to get a promotion. You definitely ain't good enough to get a raise. Oh, we're going through budget cuts, hiring freeze, tax evasion. No, I'm sorry. Right? Why isn't everybody at the first job they ever had if everything was guaranteed about the job? That your check was guaranteed at the job. You should still be at the same company you started from. No holds barred. There shouldn't be no reason for you to leave. If you're doing a good job, if you're working hard, you're always coming to work on time, or maybe you're not doing all those things. See, eventually, some people, again, oh, I got a job. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I just got to come in, clock in, just do my thing or whatever. And they think they're going to do that forever. And see, some people will suck it up and work bad because they know they're getting a check. Because they do just enough to not get fired. Because guess what? It costs money to replace you. And you have companies that will really let you work. But guess what? They're not paying you no money. They're not going to lose money on you necessarily by keeping you there. But they definitely ain't paying you extra money. So see, some people make $10 an hour work for their whole lives because they know they're getting that check. And that's the only form of income they got. Guaranteed money, $10 an hour. Have you ever done the math on $10 an hour? W-2 employee. Guaranteed though, isn't it? At a certain point, you gotta look at yourself and say, you know what? If I'm not in the best position, now again, qualify this. The guarantee of you being in a situation that's perfect, it does happen. There are people with perfect situations. Until the situation isn't perfect anymore. All I'm saying is, why put yourself behind the 8 ball with the belief that everything is always going to be hunky-dory when you know it's not? All you got to do is look at the news. All you got to do is look at that little thing called the stock market sometimes. It'd be doing all this. You know, there's certain things that the stock market never affects. And there's a lot of millionaires out here with guaranteed money, because they've guaranteed themselves that they're going to put themselves in a position where the stock market never affects them. And they don't care what anybody says. One of them is Donald Trump. You know he don't ever care what anybody says, right? But other people will say, oh, well, that's not me. What in the world does that even mean? Oh, well, they made their dreams happen, but that ain't me. They ain't. But you watch Love and Hip Hop. You watch Housewives galore, and all these other crazy shows are out here of people who are coming from nothing and they're doing something. There's songs about that. But that doesn't apply to you. It can apply to you because it's not guaranteed. It's a risk. Doggone it, there's a lot of untalented people out there that took a risk and they're millionaires and you're not. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. On the guarantee, they decide to do something that ain't guaranteed and make it into a guarantee. Why can't you do that? Or is the guarantee of what you got okay? Gotta think about it, y'all. You have to think about this because it's September 1st now. The whole year is almost gone. And at a certain point, you gotta make a decision. With a minute left, there are no guarantees. You are a guarantee in the whole equation, but everything else is not a guarantee. Things can change in a heartbeat, and you have to be prepared for it. And to put yourself in a position to lose everything because of something that's not guaranteed is not intelligent, especially if you have children and people you care about that you have to take care of. You have to put yourself in a better position. You have to quit listening to people who don't care about you. You got to. So hopefully you appreciated this video. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not even going to bed, but I'm going to go do other stuff now. But hopefully you enjoy. Please respond accordingly per the information on the page. And again, I'll be blasting these out really soon, a lot. So hopefully you'll see them soon. Y'all take care. This is Chris. Bye.